Good morning, everybody. I hope you all had a beautiful Christmas. I know I did. Um, I'm coming on here this morning to share with you a vision that I had in 2020. So I don't want to be too long. I just want to go ahead and share it. I also have a quick sketching of what I've seen. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with this vision, okay, that I had again, like I said, in 2020. So at that time of the vision, I was in the middle of putting my baby to sleep, and I happened to look up at the wall, and immediately I had a glimpse of me standing in clouds of blues and pinks. So, real quick, as an artist, I love blues and pinks together. Okay, so it was kind of strange how I would see those colors in the sky. So, also being together. um, so from there, I had seen this beautiful woman. She was dressed in white, and she had this white veil over her head, not covering her face, but just, over her head. You can see her hair color. She had her hands out and she was running in slow motion to whoever she was looking at. So I just so happened to look over to my right because she was on my left, and I had seen Jesus. um, I didn't see his hands or anything, but I definitely saw his features. So I will go ahead and explain those. Um, he has beautiful skin. That's the first thing I can explain first is the skin is translucent and fair. It isn't too dark, it isn't too bright, but because of him already being light, it's like light pours out of his pores, if that makes sense. So he's just shining all the time. Um, so he also has these olive looking eyes. Okay, light colored olive looking. I don't want to say the word hazel, because I would think that would be a little too dark. So if you just kind of put that together in your mind. um his hair is definitely brown, like a regular milk chocolate brown. Just think of that. And it's slightly wavy, slightly curvy. And then if you touch the your shoulder, if you touch the tops of your shoulders, that is where his hairline ends. Okay. And his smile is, it was from ear to ear, and long, bright, white, perfect, straight teeth. Okay, you don't expect nothing more, having just the perfect teeth. Um, yeah, that's just what I remember. Also, he was completely tailored. There was no drapey looking robe around him. No, he was totally fitted perfectly to fit his shape, his body shape, his length, and everything. If you look at the strength, the physical strength of a horse, you would see how strong a horse is with muscles. That's what I had seen. He had broad shoulders, and he was just, you can see his masculinity within his clothing. It was pretty awesome. I can't even explain it. It's like my spirit saw more than my own physical eyes. Um, then that moment, he was looking at this beautiful woman. As I was looking at his features, I look over and I look back at her, and she was running after him. But I've noticed her nose. I have like a pointy nose. So when I looked at her nose, I said, "Hey," I thought to myself, that looks familiar. Like, that kind of looks familiar to me. Then I seen her eyes and her lips, and then I said, that is me. I remember in my vision I said that. I said, that is me. And then I looked to him, and as soon as I said that, he had there was this ball, a translucent ball. You can't see it, you can't hear it, you can't feel it. It's just something that your spirit already knows is there. Okay, it's a different sense that we don't have here on earth. Okay, so I knew that it shot out of his belly, and it was as big as a basketball, maybe just a little bigger. It shot out of his belly, and it just rammed itself right into mine, and it just overflowed with this bursting love that was so beyond this world. Matter of fact, it doesn't even exist here. The love that I had received, it was just so beautiful. I felt like I was the only human being that his father had ever created. Okay, like if I was the only Eve without having this sin nature, if that even makes sense. All of my sinful dues on this planet did not, it wasn't there. Because his love was so extreme for me. I could not, in the physical body sense, I could not, I just couldn't handle it. Okay, I honestly can say that you would have to literally be in the spirit to take in this kind of love. There is no way that our physical bodies can actually retain it and just be cool about it, because we would be on the floor like a baby, crying and crying and crying. And there's no, we can't just get up and just walk around and live, if that makes sense to you. Okay, because it is that strong. Again, you need to be in the spirit to endure and take in all this beautiful love. Okay, so when that happened, I I didn't want it to end. Unfortunately, it did have to end. So once he put his love into me, I knew in my sense of in my spiritual senses, he was receiving me to himself. Okay, so when that happened, I had to look it up, and it does explain that in the Bible. So that was just amazing to me, because as a new believer, I didn't know that that part exists. So when that happened, I came out of that vision, and even though it happened like a quick split second, it felt like it was so much longer than that, like minutes longer. From there, I had this dry face to coming out of the vision with tears streaming past my jawline down to my neck. It was just, I could not believe how, I've never cried like that before. I hope I never have to cry like that unless I'm with Jesus again. But the crying was, if I can explain, I couldn't stop. It was just like a river. And I told myself, I need, before somebody comes in my room, catches me just sobbing and crying like this crazy baby, I had to just wipe away my tears. I was using my shirt, and I was just trying to wipe my eyes and my all the way my cheeks and my jaw and my neck. And it was crazy. And then I just kind of straightened it out, out for a minute and just thought about it. And I'm just like, wow, I couldn't believe that I was being received by Jesus, and I was just dressed in white. This explains my vision before that, where I had seen, you know, this freshly cleaned linen hanging, draped over a clothesline, swaying side to side in this ball of light. Think about that, because I had another vision where I was sitting in the living room, and I had seen a a clothesline with fresh sheer linen hanging draped over it, and it was swaying side to side as if if it were a windy day, but there was no sky in the background. It was just pure light shining through it. And then that vision ended. So I was just putting those two together, and I'm like, what does that mean? That is so amazing. So I had those, I was just trying to bring them in together, and I definitely went on Facebook and I shared it. And then just out of nowhere, I guess, for a whole entire year, I had forgotten all about what I had seen. And from that, the reason why I forgot, I believe maybe the enemy tried to keep it from me from remembering that beautiful vision that I had, because I remember all my visions, and for me to forget that one totally, and just to be reminded a year later on Facebook that I posted it, shared it, it's like slowly my memory was coming back to me until it sharpened, and then I was able to remember that again. And I was like, why did I forget that? It was so beautiful. Why did I forget? So I believe the enemy was trying to erase it from my memory. And then, luckily I was able to regain my memory again from Facebook, this beautiful vision I had received. So I drew a picture, but just so you know, it was just a real quick drawing I did, with pencil and a couple of crayons. So it's not going to come as perfect as my vision, just so you know. Okay, so I didn't really, I just drew it out. There was not a whole lot of erasing. I just wanted to get it out real quick just to show you all. So what I've seen is what I'm showing. I didn't pay attention to his hands or any holes in his hands. So if that comes across your mind, I didn't draw it because I wasn't paying attention to that part. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you. This is somewhat what I had seen. He doesn't have chubby cheeks like that, so just so you know. But you can see definitely, this is just a real quick sketching without erasing and all this other stuff. Blues and pinks together in the sky were the cloud colors, and then here he was receiving me into himself. And that sash, it wasn't any color, any color form. It was just a, sorry, I'm trying to get this focus. It was just a white sash. It was very sheer. It was like shiny. So there was no shadow to him. I just, the darker parts you can see is where I got, I can say that it was probably darker whites, but he was just too bright. So that's how he was receiving me. Again, completely tailored. And you can see his hair, and it was parted down the middle. And, let's see if I can get closer. My thing doesn't want to focus right. So it honestly looks like crap, just so you know. But that's definitely what I saw, but my picture doesn't do any justice, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it, okay? He's beyond perfect. This is not perfect. We live in a world where there's a bunch of imperfections, and I have to spend hours and hours to get it perfect. And with a bunch of little girls running around the house, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna hurry it up. So that's what I saw. Okay, so I hope that brings you encouragement that you could think the worst of yourself, and then here Jesus wants to, remind you how much he loves you and how he wants to one day receive you. I really believe that if he had shown me that, it was for no reason. All I know is I just keep him in my everyday thoughts. I just talk about him whenever I can. I, take the Bible as his tablet, to speak to me, and just try to do your best every day. Whatever you feel goes with him. You know, have your relationship set right with him. He doesn't like religion. He let me know that already. You know, it's the way I say that, he let me know, um, you know, he knocked that out of me immediately. So just know that he doesn't like religion. He loves when you have a relationship with him, when you know him, you know about him, you know, you just know a lot of things about his personality, and he's so warm, and he's such a gentleman. He's so patient. He's so beyond kind. He's just he just loves us so much, as if we are the only people ever on this planet, and he loves everybody, especially those who just come to him who were once lost, and they run to him, and it's just like a fiesta in heaven. So it's amazing. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope you guys had a beautiful Christmas. And I will see you guys again in the next video. Okay, so you guys have a beautiful, blessed day, and we will talk again soon. All right, bye bye.